Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Flash at the garage, where badge hype gets tossed in the glove box, spec sheet worship gets left at the showroom door, and what we're left with is the kind of raw, real-world driving truth that only comes from time behind the wheel. If you're new here, buckle up, as this is your pit stop for no-nonsense car reviews with a pulse. Exterior. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the 2026 Lexus RZ. Lexus's bold push into the fully electric luxury crossover space. This isn't just a facelift or a minor upgrade. This is Lexus going all in on electrification, refinement, and futuristic technology, and they've got their sights set squarely on rivals like the Tesla Model Y, Audi Q8 e-tron, and BMW X3. Let's roll up to the curb with the front end day, and if you've seen the previous RZ, you'll know Lexus isn't afraid to mess with tradition. Gone is the aggressive spindle grille we're used to seeing from the brand, because let's be real, AEVs don't need huge air intakes. Instead, you get a smoothed out spindle body design, a same shape, completely reinterpreted for the electric era. It's got a closed-off look with a sharp, sculpted jawline and air channels that look functional and futuristic. The new LED light signature up front is angular, sharp, and absolutely nails that modern Lexus DNA. And depending on the trim, you get unique touches like satin chrome or blacked out details, a subtle, but upscale swing around to the side, and the RZ gives you a floating roofline that pulls off the coupe crossover look without shouting about it. There's a clean, almost minimalist vibe in the side profile, a flush door handles, subtle creases along the doors, and strong wheel arches that give the RZ presence without relying on aggressive body kits. You'll find 18 or 20-inch alloy wheels depending on the trim, and yes, they've finally got designs that look like they belong in 2026. Not 2006. At the back, Lexus has ditched the traditional taillight clusters in favor of a full-width light bar, and it's not just for show. That light bar gives the RZ a wide, planted look and ties together the rear design beautifully. There's no exhaust, obviously, and the rear bumper is clean and aerodynamic. You've got subtle badging, a tiny roof spoiler, and Lexus's new LEX US lettering stretched across the tailgate, which gives it a more global, modern identity. In short, the RZ looks like a concept car that made it to production without being watered down. Sleek, sculpted, and surprisingly distinctive for a brand that used to play it safe. Interior. Hop inside, and Lexus takes the EV interior in a different direction. While competitors love to strip everything away in the name of minimalism, the RZ strikes a middle ground. It's clean and modern but still feels like a place designed around human comfort, not just screen size. The first thing you'll notice is the massive 14-inch infotainment touchscreen, running Lexus's latest software. It's finally fast, responsive, and not the tech headache that older Lexus systems were infamous for. Thankfully, the climate controls are physical buttons and not buried in the screen, and everything's logically placed. You sit in incredibly comfortable seats wrapped in vegan synthetic leather, and no animal products here. Lexus is leaning into the sustainability game. The materials across the dash, doors, and center console are soft, high quality, and feel upscale in all the right ways. There's ambient lighting that reacts to your driving, a panoramic roof with dimming capability, and a unique radiant heating system that warms your knees and legs instead of blasting hot air everywhere. Really cool, and genuinely effective. Rear passengers get plenty of legroom thanks to the EV platform's flat floor, and cargo space is decent for a mid-size crossover. Not groundbreaking, but not disappointing either. The RZ is clearly built for the kind of luxury that feels invisible: quietness, comfort, and materials that make sense. No gimmicks, no nonsense, performance. Now let's talk about how it drives. The 2026 RZ rides on the e-tron platform, the same one under the Toyota bZ4X and Subaru Solterra, but Lexus has worked its magic here. Under the skin, it's packing a dual-motor setup in the RZ 450e model, pushing out a combined 308 horsepower and all-wheel drive thanks to the Direct4 torque vectoring system. That Direct4 setup isn't just a marketing term, it actively adjusts torque between the front and rear axles based on traction and road conditions, giving the RZ a planted, balanced feel through corners. Acceleration from 0 to 60 happens in around 5 seconds flat. Not neck snapping like a Tesla, but still brisk enough to pin you back when you need it. More importantly, the RZ feels composed, predictable, and refined. Steering is light but accurate, and Lexus is now experimenting with steer-by-wire tech. Though it's not widely available yet, the ride is soft, luxurious, and eerily quiet. Even at highway speeds. No road noise, no wind noise, no drama, it just floats. This is a cruiser, not a corner carver, and honestly, that's exactly what most EV buyers in this segment want. As for range, the 2026 RZ doesn't break any records, and that's its Achilles heel. You're looking at around 220 to 230 miles on a full charge, depending on trim and wheels. That's below average for this price point, especially when Tesla and Hyundai are regularly pushing past 300 miles. Charging is quick enough, up to 150 kilowatts DC fast charging, giving you 80% in about 30 minutes under ideal conditions. Lexus says they focused more on battery longevity and thermal management than just chasing range numbers, which is great in theory, but it's a tough sell when rivals offer longer legs for road trips. Now let's talk numbers. The base RZ 300D, which is front-wheel drive and slightly down on power, starts at around $55,000. Move up to the dual-motor RZ 450E with Direct4 all-wheel drive, and you're looking at about $59,000 to $64,000. Depending on trim and packages. Fully loaded models with panoramic roof, upgraded audio, and all the tech toys push close to $67,000. Not exactly cheap, but you're paying for Lexus reliability, refinement, and a curated luxury of experience. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 Lexus RZ isn't trying to beat Tesla at its own game. It's not the fastest, not the longest range, and not the flashiest EV out there, but it delivers something that's surprisingly rare in the electric space: a calm, quiet, dependable luxury. The RZ feels like a Lexus through and through, smooth, comfortable, and built for the kind of buyer who cares more about the experience behind the wheel than the numbers on a spec sheet. It's not going to dominate the EV market, but it doesn't need to. For the right buyer, someone who wants a premium electric crossover that just works every time, with zero drama, the RZ hits the mark. It's not a game changer, but it is a game refiner, and that's where we'll leave it. If you've enjoyed this real-world look at the 2026 Lexus RZ, hit that like button like you're flooring it in sport mode. Subscribe to Car Flash if you want car reviews that actually tell you what it's like to live with these machines, not just what's printed in the brochure. Until next time, drive smart, stay curious, and keep it relay right here on Car Flash.